Hi, and welcome to Woodworking in Progress. In this video, I'm going to talk about a prototype table that I've started. Now, the idea of the prototype is to show what's going to work or not work on a full-scale table that the client is interested in. Now, the table so far just has a playing surface and then a support base of legs and skirt. So, let me show you how I put those together. Let's have a look at the support base of the table. So, pretty simple looking. What I have, two parts here. First, I've got what I'm calling the skirt, which are it's really the 2x4 frame that goes all the way around. Now, I making the whole prototype out of really inexpensive materials, such as construction 2x4s. So the purpose of the skirt, it really just defines the support base and just very simple joinery at the corners. And then I've got two cross supports. That's what's here. They do really two things. First, they reinforce the structure of the skirt, making it a little bit more sturdy. And secondly, they support the plywood panels, because the panels are going to meet on their edges right above those two cross supports, and again provides nice structural integrity. You can see some notches in those cross supports. I'll talk about those a little bit later when I show the panels. So that's really it. Now, the legs are pretty simple. They are basically made from two 2x4s, just glued together along their face. I cut them to be 3 inches square, and I attach them with 2 bolts. Now, I've got holes drilled, you can see one there, for 2 bolts in each direction. And what I found was, at least with this, when I put the 2 bolts on, it's more than sturdy enough. For a larger table, I might well put 4, but that's actually pretty good. So that's the basic structure. Now, what I also wanted to do, I tried here, was to give the legs a little bit more interest. So on this one, I routed 2 parallel grooves. Let me just point them out here. See, it goes down here, and the other one's over here. I used this technique on a living room set for another client, and it looked pretty good. It's a little hard to see here because there's no stain on it, and the pine is pretty light. But it's kind of something interesting. The other leg I tried, I actually beveled it. So you can see there's a bit of an angle, whoops, down here. All right, just very slight, maybe about a ½ inch kind of off. That was hard to do, but that's probably another story. But anyway, they kind of look nice, and overall, it's a pretty solid base, and wasn't that difficult. The last thing you can kind of see, there's these embedded nuts, these metal pieces that I slammed in here. These are going to help secure the panel to the support base. So I think that's it for the legs and skirt. Let's talk about the panels now. So these are the panels that form the playing surface for the table. Now they're basically 2 foot by 4 foot panels, plywood panels. To make sure that they go together in the right sequence and stay aligned, I put a series of dowel holes along the edges. And the pattern or the layout of the dowels is unique to each edge, so you can't put them together the wrong way. Now, to make sure that they stay together, I also put these circular latches on. And once the panels are together, they will, you just simply turn them and they stay locked. The other role of the circular latches is to keep them, keep the edges together so they don't go like this, right? They stay nice and level. Now, on the frame, remember those notches, that's where these things will fit, right? I had to carve the notches out so that the latches would actually fit in there. Now, the last piece is I need to secure these panels to the frame, and that's what I'm using some nuts and bolts for. So I showed you earlier the embedded nuts in the frame. The bolts that go into it, they got a nice flat top, so they're not going to stand out. They're going to be nice and level with the playing surface. So that's how everything works and is designed. Now, let me show you how it actually fits together. Well, that's what I've got so far. In the next video, I'll be able to show you the player's rail. This will be the top part of the table where the players are actually going to sit. I'll have some features, a few different variations on functions that the client can look at and evaluate. So please join me next time for more Woodworking in Progress.